it's Shanti, and this is where it all started for us. You taught me the value of humor at a workplace and a best friend as a colleague. Major, I love you dearly, and you're always in my heart. And oh my God, they're about to get me for B&E. I love you.
Hi, Mike. I have so many happy memories of you. You just have warmed my heart on so many occasions. Working with you was always a delight. Every single day at Buckle Down was more fun because you were in the room and sharing your wit, your wisdom, your talents. It was so much fun. One of the highlights of my career, in fact, working with you. I miss you, I love you, and I will always cherish all my times with you. Love you, Mike.
Hi, Mike. This is Nicole Jackson, and I just wanted to send you a message to say that there's no thinking back on Buckle Down days without thinking about Mike Acton. Your spirit and humor were a huge part of what that company was and what made it a special place to be. I really remember all of your magnificent poetry, both the kind that got into the Buckle Down books and the kind that did not. And I really, really treasure my memories of going out to lunch at the Midtown Family Restaurant with you and Gigi, where she would get the fried clams. My thoughts are with you, Mike. I'm thinking about you really hard right now. And I just wanted you to know how incredibly impactful you have been on all of us who worked at Buckle Down Publishing. You're an incredibly tough guy, and I'm thinking of you, and thank you for all you offered in terms of your amazing spirit, both inside that company and outside of it.
Hey, Mike. I'm sorry to hear the news, but I know it's going to be a good journey for you by the end of it. I'm so honored to have known you. I learned a lot from you in my time at Buckle Down, especially how not to tolerate Miss Thistlebottom's hobgoblins. Not at all. I think that you were such a great friend when Julie and I first arrived at Iowa City, just, hosting parties and making us feel really welcome. I really appreciate that. And making sure everybody went on Friday to the Midtown. That was just such a wonderful thing that we all got to do. Anyway, I love you, buddy. Safe journey. Bye.
Hi, Colonel. Diane here. I just wanted you to know that you are in my thoughts and my prayers, and I'm so thankful that our paths have crossed in this life. You were a joy to work with at Buckle Down. Your wisdom and your humor always put a bright spot in my day. And I loved your poems. And there was one particular poem that I still have today, and I'd like to share it with you again. Unity, author unknown. I dreamt I stood in a studio and watched two sculptors there. The clay they used was a young child's mind, and they fashioned it with care. One was a teacher. The tools he used were books, music, and art. The other, a parent, worked with a guiding hand and a gentle, loving heart. Day after day, the teacher toiled, with touch that was deft and sure, while the parent labored by his side and polished and smoothed it o'er. And when at last their task was done, they were proud of what they'd wrought. For the things they had molded into the child could neither be sold nor bought. And each agreed they would have failed if each had worked alone. For behind the teacher stood the school, and behind the parent stood the home. So thank you, Mike, for putting an impact on my life as a parent and as a person. God bless you, Mike.
Melissa. I've been thinking of you all week and thinking of my favorite memories of you, and there are so many that it's been really hard to choose just one or two. So I'm just going to go for the highlights. And the first one is, I can't tell you how joyful it was every time you came over with a brand new Mike Acton poem for me to read. And I am just thinking about all the children who are going to be able to read those poems for years and years. And you were the great poet of Buckle Down, and that's one of my favorite memories. Another one is just your overall kindness and generosity, and how you kept our spirits up during the most difficult times with the big transition, and just your wonderful sense of humor that went over the top so many times, and I think that was great. And I know it's been so many years, but I have thought of you through the years, and I just hope that you've had a wonderful time with your family, and that you can in these weeks just find peace and know how much you're loved. And I just want to send you all the best. You're in my heart. I love you, Melissa.
Hi, Mike. It's John Hamm. Back in 1999, I started working at Buckle Down Publishing Company with you and the rest of the crew. And for the next 10 years, I was lucky enough to be part of the environment that has ruined me for all other workplaces. All of the great times that we all had, all of the strange characters and goings on, including the coffee poems that, as I recall, were your invention. So thinking about that, I dug into the archives and I found a few of these old collections of our works, and I wanted to share a couple of them. For instance, here's one that I wrote in 2002 called Leading the Cheer. John is gone, Knievel's out. That doesn't mean we do without great leadership around this place. Heck no, we know who's on the case. That fuzzy hair, that weathered mug, that smile that gives your heart a tug. Acton is his name, inspiring love that has no shame. And if you wonder why I kiss the Colonel's ass, consider this. While Doria and John are missing, Mike handles all the staff dismissing. And this one, from a week later, a work of Acton-centric praise. 'Tis Friday, and upon you weighs the heavy work of 4 whole days. But do not fear, for your malaise shall dissipate like foggy haze that's burned away by solar rays. When you enjoy the Colonel's ways, he'll entertain you with displays of fragrant, colorful nosegays. So do not tolerate delays, but go directly to the chaise. Chaise Acton. Those were some times. Well, Mike, I've heard that you have had a little bit of bad luck recently, and I'm sorry to hear that. Best of luck to you. It's been a pleasure knowing you, working with you. So long.
Hi, Mike. It's Jim Bartlett. The first summer that you and I worked together, 1997, you gave me a piece of advice. You said that I should write like I'd been issued 11 exclamation points for my entire life as a writer. And I've taken that advice to heart. I've passed it on to many, many people over the years, and I just want to thank you for that. And wish you well and let you know how much you meant to me as an editor and a colleague, and I know you meant the same to a lot of people. So thank you for that, and best wishes to you, and good luck for the journey wherever it goes.
Hi, Mike. I don't know if you remember this, but we were cubicle neighbors for a while at Buckle Down, and I still remember when I moved into the cubicle next to you, and you brought me this gift of paper clips, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact same box of paper clips you gave me, even though that was years ago, because I guess it turns out I don't really use paper clips very much, but it was still a very sweet gift. And I think you also promised to bring me a hot dish at some point, and I'm still waiting for that. But anyway, I loved working with you, Mike. You were hilarious. I'm sure you still are. You were awesome. You just knew how to light up the room. And we all love you, Mike, and take care.
Hi, Mike. This is Heather Layton-Dick, Buckle Down Publishing Librarian Extraordinaire. I don't know if you remember me or my gigantic catalog of art, but I remember you. I remember your way with words and your sharp sense of humor. The way you always used to park your tricked-out Cadillac by the front door of the building. And I remember several of your Halloween costumes. My favorite was the year that you dressed up as your alter ego, Tiffany Carlisle, a lady of style and substance. Shanti has given us the news of your illness, and she's given us the chance to put this video together for you. And I'm very grateful to her for it. I'm glad I get the chance to say hello to you again. I wanted to let you know I'm thinking of you and hoping you find a measure of peace and perhaps a good cocktail or two if you're in the mood in the coming days. All the best. Much love to you, Colonel.
Hey, Mike. So I've spent some time this evening flipping through a book that you introduced me to years and years ago, Words on Words by John Bremner. It was great to reread some of the funnier entries that you and I used to laugh about back in the day. There was one in particular that stood out to me, curmudgeon, and Bremner says, "The origin of this delightful word for a cantankerous person is obscure." Made me wonder if maybe he had you in mind when he included this one. You, of course, being one of the world's great curmudgeons. So I wanted to say thank you for introducing me to him and his take on the English language, and instilling in me not only the love of words as words, but also that inability to suffer fools who use the language improperly. It was you, I think, who first gave that to me, and it's something that I've held on to until this day. So, not sure what else to say except rest easy, and I'll be thinking of you.
Mike, this is your old writing partner, Rick, speaking. I've got a little YouTube I want to send to you if I can. I also want to say what a great experience it was working with you. You're the best editor I ever worked with, and I did some of my best work with you. Lastly, I want to talk about how when you would come into work, I would know you were in the building by the trail of laughter that would follow you as you got to the desk that was adjacent to mine. As soon as I heard that first laughter, usually Corinne, I would feel my heart warm up, and I knew that my day had really begun because you were there, and I would have the pleasure of working with you. So with that, I want to send you this video that I hope we can get through. Thank you, and I want to just send my love. Susan and I both. Bye.
Hey Mike, this is Nelson Robinson. I found this collage of pictures from 2000 when we dressed up for Halloween. I believe you are Tiffany Carlisle somewhere in this collage. I hope this brings some laughter.
Mike, Corey here. Hey, question was asked to me of what we love about Mike. Well, it's pretty easy for me because one is you are an absolute freaking rock star. I'm trying to keep cursing to a minimum, but I just want to say you are the man. Not only with your service with the military, your honor, dedication, and commitment and sacrifice that you've given for so many years, but also for all your dedication and hard work that you put in with Buckle Down and all the lives that you touched. My mom introduced me to you several years ago at Buckle Down, and I couldn't have been happier. It's coming up on Veterans Day, and every year that comes around, it makes me think of you. But I just want to say thank you for being who you are and all that you have done. Thinking of you always. Love you, man.
Hey, Sir Michael, it's your Barbie. Good to see you. Hope you will really do well. Please stay safe. I love you. Come back to me. Bye.
It's me, your buddy Bob. I love you, buddy. We've gotten to know each other pretty well in the last 6 years, and there's so many things that I just adore about Mike Acton. Your personality, your laugh, your sense of humor. You had me believing you had a cat for about 2 years when I first got to know you, and it wasn't until one day I had to call and listen to your voicemail that I understood the cat and the meat thermometer. I really, really enjoy all your conversations that we have on our way to the car, and there's so many things and so many good times that we've spent together. I truly love you, buddy. Mwah.
Mike, I miss eating up at the bar with you. Everybody's full of shit out here. Hope to see you soon, man.
Hey Mike, how many times have we sat out here while you had a toke and I had a swig of coffee and sat here and talked about items and wonderful stories and laughs and poetry and ranger trained assassin and children's poet with so many aliases and a fantastic flowery hat. Or how many times have we come through that door after a lunch at the Midtown and I would fall asleep in your car? Gosh, you're such a good friend. Thank you so much for your friendship and your love. And damn your humor. You are the funniest man.
Mike Acton. I would probably have a lot to say about you if I could remember who you were. Somehow I get you mixed up with Howdy Doody and a plastic cowboy hat. You know, come to think of it, you nailed the flannel shirt and the red bandana. But the plastic hat was the dead giveaway. And even though you got the face just right. And as far as I know, Howdy never wore glasses in public. Now, it was never really clear to me exactly what you did at Buckle Down. I know for sure you parked your car where mine should have been, and you drank a lot of coffee. You also told stories, and you listened to Rick Zolo for 3 hours at a stretch. But one thing for sure, you made the others around you look good. Now, I don't know if this is because you were so inspiring or you were just lethargic and made the others look active. But you never caused me any trouble directly, even though you brought a number of troublemakers into the office. I did not appreciate it when Tiffany Carlisle filed a complaint with the Iowa City Human Rights Office, claiming that I persecuted her for being short. Or as she said, vertically challenged. She said, as a writer, I ignored her contributions and acted like someone else was responsible. And even though I liked her poetry, she said I made her feel marginalized, almost like she wasn't a real person. The situation actually got worse when she started cavorting with another one of our freelance writers, a guy named Red Gomez. According to Tiffany, she says I got jealous and retaliated by refusing to give her her own paycheck. What can I say? Sure, she could write, but if she wasn't going to stroke my stroke my ego, what was I supposed to do? She was totally cute for a short person. Anyway, I expected you and your support, and all you would say about the matter was, sounds like you're kind of in a pickle, boss. Well, some of the people who work at Buckle Down might say that I acted like I owned the place. But the truth is, if I ever had to do any actual work, I would have preferred to serve in the editorial department. Mike, you are one of the few people I've met in my entire life who I could actually stand to be around day after day. And I don't say that, Mike, because you're so darn attractive. Your presence was never defined by your physical package. And that's the only thing that's worn out about you. Your writing talent and your sense of humor and your joy you spread will continue long after you shed your skin. It was a real honor to work with you for a few years. And in the future, every thought of you will bring a little more light into the world. I'm sorry it has to end, but as long as we're being honest here, I'd rather say goodbye because you're leaving instead of me. That said, you brought a lot of love into the world, and it will be here for you if you ever decide to come back. Thanks for everything, Mike. And all the people that knew you are going to miss you. God bless.